Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, if you go on social media right now, or even in any village, when people are just engaging, you will agree with me that Vihiga County is trending online and offline. And it is not trending for good things. There are some laws which this county has failed to follow when disbursing or using the public funds. They are breaking the law. It will surprise you after a Senate County Public Accounts Committee, that is CPAC, questioning the Vihiga executive on how they spend the money in the county. 5 million Kenyan shillings, listen to this, was spent on a housewarming party for the county speaker's house. Yani sherehe za kufungua nyumba ya speaker wa county government ya Vihiga. Hivi ndivyo tumeambiwa na the executive office of Vihiga County.
After the reconciliation, by the time of the audit, the figure outstanding was 9 million. The other 5 million that the chair had brought about related to an official function in terms of launching of the speaker's house, which was official function, and that money was refunded. We can provide the evidence of refund with respect to the same.
Before the refund, can you run us through the process? The process of sending 5 million to the speaker for his house warming. What's the decision process? You sat down in cabinet, a paper is presented, the speaker is warming his house, he needs 5 million to do so, we send it to him. Give us the flow. Or is it the CEO or CC just deciding, let's send 5 million to the assembly?
Ordinarily, Chair, it is initiated by a request from the assembly, that is the clerk and the speaker.
Are we able to get evidence of that?
Yes, we should be able to provide.
Does it exist or it is going to be created?
It exists, Chair, not be created, it exists.
Fine, after the request?
In that case, the request is made to the CCM in charge of finance and economic planning.
Correct.
Who ideally seeks the approval of the county executive, and if they're in agreement, we now disburse the funds. For that activity, ordinarily, Chair, for it to happen, the assembly draws from the same revenue fund with the executive.
No, just a minute. Let's go slowly. There are 5 transfers here: 38 million, 6 million, 15 million, 2 million, and 5 million, all cumulative 66 million. Are you able to demonstrate that the law was followed in all these transfers, or they fall in the same WhatsApp group as the one that we prosecuted from deposits and retentions?
Chair,
If I was to send the Auditor General or EACC to look for the paper trail to support the 66 million and to confirm that it was lawful and prudent, will there be evidence?
Now, imagine such things happening in a county where we are still struggling with having medicine in the hospital. We are struggling in a country where taking learners to school is still a problem. But the county government, with audacity, goes on to spend money in such a way. It is still struggling to pay health workers their salary. Hapa Vihiga, this is my home county for your information. So it's good I declare my interest here. You get to learn that in the same county where they're spending 5 million for housewarming, it has a pending bills of 1.7 billion Kenyan shillings. Wanapata wapi nguvu ya kutoa milioni 5 kutengeneza sherehe? But they have pending bills of 1.7 billion. Someone by the name Peris Odar, a deputy clerk, mandated to sign this bill. Then when there is the clerk who's supposed to sign, now they're trying to evade that, but wanaambiwa hapana. Mambo ya deposit and retention accounts zinasainiwa na clerk himself. Imagine this man could have even put up a dispensary in one of our wards or sub-locations somewhere. Senator General Gay is asking a serious question. Where is the justification of 5 million for housewarming? Was it justified? Ama mnatoa tu. Was it a priority in Vihiga County? This is not justifiable. They have to follow the law when they are spending. So it tells you that the end game here was actually just to loot taxpayers' money. Hakuna vile walitumia milioni 5. They might have end up spending even 500,000 or 1 million, which is even too big. The rest zilienda wapi? Now this committee has directed Governor Otichiro to return this money. But I think this is not enough. EACC, DCI should be visiting Vihiga County and check on their records. There is more than what we have been told.
Even if it is an official function. But the point is, give 5 million for the speaker's housewarming, which the CCM has said that it is an official function. Is there a threshold on how public money should be used? And I think that should be the question. If today there is no drugs in where we were, what is the name of that place? Near Nyeri, and the speaker wants to do a housewarming of 5 million. Do you buy drugs in Nyeri Center? Or you give the speaker 5 million for housewarming days before Christmas? And if the speaker wanted to see when Jesus was born in your hearts, you no longer need to celebrate. So the question is, where is the justification of releasing 5 million? And I've been listening to this. He has not given us a train of the justification of 5 million to the speaker's housewarming. He can give us the justification. Governor, sorry, Chair, for that. No. If the people of Vihiga today listen, that the speaker was given 5 million for housewarming, even if it is an official function, do you think, out of humanity, do you think they will agree with what happened? Do you think it is fair? Do you think it is justifiable? Do you think it is moral? So, Chair, I think on this one, we must pronounce themselves, and in my own opinion, it should be directed that they should refund this money. People who used on service and everything, this money must be refunded. This 5 million. It is not justifiable spending.
Are you not worried that under the circumstances, even oversight will be blood? How does the Assembly oversight and ask questions when you're the ones who financed their last party?
I don't know the documentation here, but what I know is that the function that took place at the speaker's place was the official.
Point of order, Chair. The governor is a former member of parliament. When he took an oath, he owned this documentation. So when he say, I don't know which documentation do you have, you know, Governor, somebody might think I'm manufacturing. Can you own first the document? This is what you submitted.
Yes.
Then you are a man of letters. Can you choose carefully your words?
I apologize for that because what I know is that the money that was given was for the official opening of the speaker's house. That's what I know, but the writing
Governor, the narration here.
The narration here.
The narration is borrowing to finance speaker's housewarming. That is a narration in your documents. And Governor, you are a long-serving member of Parliament, and you have a fairly good record in public service. The reason why I keep asking, what is the process? What is the procedure? Where are the decisions made? Perhaps people are bypassing you and doing these things. But at the end of the day, you are the one who ends up looking like a clown for sending money to the assembly for housewarming. So please go back. Before we prescribe the stiffest sanctions, you must also go back and take administrative action, because it makes you look bad. When it is reported that you're taking money from contractors, first of all, to go to car loans and mortgages for members. That might not be too alarming, but you're still taking money from contractors, deposits and retentions, and giving the assembly to throw parties. A housewarming for the speaker's residence. 5 million Kenya shillings for housewarming. It is unacceptable. Unless the has gotten to the point where you have drugs in hospitals, then at that point we'll stop believing Senator Sotsi, because sometimes he tells us that there are problems in markets, there are problems in hospitals, there are problems with water. I think Senator Sotsi is giving us the wrong account, because Vihiga has enough money to spend 5 million in housewarming. So it makes the governor look very bad. In fact, it makes even Senator Sotsi, even the members of county assembly, look very bad. And I think we have some very good members of county assembly. In fact, I thought that the Public Accounts Committee of the County Assembly would be here, because we've interacted with them in the past. They've done a fairly good job. So these small things might make you look like you don't know what you're doing. Go back and take stern action. Stop this thing. It makes you look bad. We passed a law for financial autonomy of county assemblies. Please stick to it. And let's give hope to the country, because of all the important things you have said today, unfortunately, this might be the one that finds itself in Luanda Market, about the 5 million.
Chair, and for your information, anasema Mugala muwe na haki mpe, Senator Otsosi was in the forefront alongside Taita Taveta, Elgeyo Marakwet, Isiolo, Vihiga, Tharaka Nithi, which when you are doing division of revenue on the fourth basis of the formula, they really begged us, literally one by one, until Vihiga was given almost additional of 400 million. Yet now, in fact, if this information had come to me before that there was 5 million for housewarming of a speaker's residence, I would have refused to add 400 million to Vihiga. So, Governor, it cannot be that your senator is pushing us, telling us there are problems. Then when it comes to attention that there was some 5 million that was spent on the housewarming of a speaker's residence, it's very unfortunate.
And to add to that, Chair, maybe also for the assemblies, we are giving them too much money. Maybe the 11%, 13%, 14%, and a Akara is too much. Maybe we need to go by the 7%. Because if you can have a budget line of 5 million to own one house belonging to the speaker, this is too much. Maybe even the assemblies are also getting too much money.
Senator Sotsi.
Thank you, Chair. I want to agree with the committee that I think this money must be refunded back to the county executive. But my concern is on the commitment by the county assembly to pay this money. Because if I look at the letter that was done on the 17th of March, this letter is not signed by the substantive clerk. It's signed by someone called Peris Odari. So maybe on that note, the executive should tell us, is there any commitment based on this letter to repay this money to the county executive? Why didn't the substantive clerk be the one to write this letter to the county executive? Who is this Peris Odari? Is it the deputy clerk or who?
Now, I don't know your views, but please let us know in the comment section so that we can continue with our discussion. Otherwise, thank you so much and see you in our next video.